was written up as the Impossible Rescue,
Really?
and
That's
it
cool.
showed pictures of the
That's
airplane
awesome.
almost covered up in snow after
Wow.
that evening.
I wonder, did the Davis County Clipper write something too, maybe? Because I wonder if we could find that still.
I don't know.
Probably
Probably, right? Yeah, if it was in that magazine, then
But
maybe.
that, that was,
years ago,
how long ago? That
long
was,
time ago,
uh,
long time ago.
None of that recorded.
50,
None of his mission stuff. None of it. It showed recording and then
oh,
I
I
had to
don't
find
know,
it. All that.
62 or something like that.
Oh, really?
63. So, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, but that's cool though. That would have
Yeah.
been a big story, I'm sure.
And anyway, I was invited to go to some TV program. What's My Line? No, not What's My Line. Anyway, some
Oh, really?
TV program. And I said I'd come if they'd pay my wife's way, and they said no way, and I said forget it.
Really?
So
Good for you. Good for you. Interesting. How many rescue things like that did you do? Was that
Oh.
I'm sure you did more than that.
probably over the years,
A few,
probably
Really?
75 or so.
Really?
really.
Oh goodness.
I was the only helicopter in the area.
Were you really? I didn't know that.
There was no other helicopter.
There's no other helicopter. Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What area? No other helicopter in what area?
In our area where we were,
What areas?
in our area where we were.
Oh, from go down as far as Cedar City,
Oh wow.
and
Cedar City, like up to Cedar City up to Ogden?
yeah,
Wow.
and they generally call me as the last resort, and it'd generally be at night.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I can think of a lot of rescues we did. In fact, I had a helicopter contract in Jackson, Wyoming,
Uh-huh.
and the Tetons right there, and,
Yeah.
and a guy had fallen off of the Tetons and hurt himself, and his wife went for help, and she never came back. And this was, Annette was with me. I was up there relieving the pilot that was on the contract, and so I picked Annette up to go help me look for this gal. The night before, I had landed up there and got the husband out, and now the wife was, and he was totally messed up face and everything, but he survived.
Mm.
And we found the wife laying out like this on the side of the hill. She'd fallen and killed herself.
Mm.
And so I
Oh.
took a
Stretcher.
stretcher on a cable, and in the meantime, I'd taken and dropped a couple people off to load her in the stretcher,
Yeah.
and took her off the mountain.
Wow.
Uh,
Wow.
well, I could
So you've had
I
some.
could go on for hours on rescues that I did.
Wow. I didn't know you. That's a lot of rescues.
Yeah.
So when did you? This is different, but when did you have the idea? When did you start your own helicopter with Otto, and when did that happen?
Well, that was way later.
Way
I
later?
started my own helicopter company. I worked for a company called Mountain West Helicopters in Provo
Okay.
from 62 to 68. 68, I made a deal with a guy that had a helicopter to use his helicopter, and in contracts and so forth. And after a year of that, he wanted to get out of the helicopter, so I bought the helicopter from him, and kind of went from there. And in 1985, we were committed to a lot of seismic work here in the mountains. We had, at that time, we had 25 helicopters.
Mm.
And it kind of all ended the seismic work ended because it was kind of in a depression and the economy wasn't good, so they dropped that. And so consequently, I had too many helicopters committed to that, and we got in financial trouble and closed out the helicopter company. We never did declare bankruptcy or anything. We just liquidated everything and got out. Then we went to Cancun for, shortly thereafter, we went to Cancun for almost 2 years, carrying tourists out to Machu Picchu.
Oh, really?
Out to the various ruins.
Yeah. That's
And
beautiful.
then along came Hurricane Gilbert, and we had at this point we had a beautiful heliport, a nice restaurant that was one of the nicer restaurants in all of Cancun at that time, right next to the beach, and that totally wiped that out.
Really?
It just disappeared.
Oh goodness.
And so we ended our Cancun deal, and
Oh my goodness, what are the odds?
I had a guy that wanted me to come home and or come back and fly a helicopter for him on a Forest Service contract, and in the meantime, about the same time, Craig had started a little clown act with a helicopter, and of course he was doing other things too. But anyway, he quit that, and he says, "Dad, I've had a lot of requests for the air show helicopter." So I worked for this guy that summer, and then that fall I got another helicopter and developed Otto the clown helicopter. And of course we did that for 11 years till I was 70, and we retired.
Wow. Holy
Did
cow.
I miss anything?
So many questions in there.
No, I don't think so,
Oh, that's crazy.
but I could fly the helicopter.
You could fly it too.
Yep, I used to fly it.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, I could fly it with him beside me.
That's fun.
I could have, if I'd had to an emergency, I could have.
That's
Have
fun.
you been in my office room there? Another light bulb or two.
Hey, that's same with our house.
The last one just burned out. The second helicopter up from there is the one I flew.
The second one. Oh, okay.
So the second one here is the size of the helicopter you flew in Vietnam.
And it was called what?
H-21.
H-21. Okay.
And we became very good friends with the Thunderbirds and all of the performers. That's the Snowbirds from Canada, and that's the Thunderbirds. We had one from the Angels, but I don't know what happened to it. And here's Annette underneath the helicopter.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
You've seen that one.
I want to see it again. So is this down in West Bountiful then?
Pardon?
Is this down in West Bountiful or
Yes.
North Salt Lake area?
Yep, that's down at Sky Park Airport.
Sky Park, that's right. That's the name. Okay.
And I worked a yo-yo up and down and all kinds of dumb things. This picture up here shows Craig's airplane that he landed upside down.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
We were at the at an air show together. And that's basically it. This is the award we got for being the best that year or something in the air show circuit.
a Barber Award.
And this is
Contest.
this is a map of the places we had been, and that's probably 50 pins short.
Is it really?
that's where we performed air shows.
Boy, you did a lot. You did a lot in the Midwest there, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, we did.
A lot in Iowa and
Air show.
Minnesota.
North Bend, Oregon,
Wow.
September
Yeah,
6th,
a
North
lot in
Bend, Minnesota.
California.
Winter ride in auto, the helicopter coloring contest.
And one of my friends in the air show business drew that picture of the H-21 up here.
Mm-hmm.
That
I was gonna ask you who drew that. Yeah.
yeah, he's pencil drew it.
That's beautiful.
I remember going on air shows with Grandma and Grandpa, and you have in your motorhome the big bubble gum underneath, and
Yeah.
we would all go and get some bubble gum because Grandma was gonna pass it out. Huh,
Well,
Grandma?
there she is, passing the bubble
Yep.
gum out. She'd pass the bubble gum out, and then we'd have a bubble blowing contest.
Oh, really?
And the kids won because I was cheating. I was using a balloon. And there's the balloon on front of the helicopter.
Oh,
right
there it is. Oh, yeah.
There's a balloon.
That's a big balloon. Yeah, I think you'd win. Yeah.
And there he's hanging me in with a
That's
helicopter.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
What did you do
It
there?
wasn't auto at the time. It
Oh.
was just one of those helicopters.
Oh.
We used to fly over Bountiful with a 4x8 sheet of plywood underneath the helicopter
Oh, yeah.
with a big B on it.
Oh, okay.
We flew over that every
Okay.
game.
And then he'd come
Really?
he'd come up right at this time when I'd say something about
Yeah.
it. He'd come up and boy, they'd think that was the neatest thing.
My
Yeah,
dad still
yeah.
remembers that, and he,
Oh, yeah,
when he was
he
at
really
Bountiful.
does,
Yeah.
yeah.
And say people in our ward do too. They
In 1943,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I'd get on a bus and go about 10 miles down to the dock area and pick up my papers and deliver papers every day.
You would walk with them, or did you have a bike?
No, I walked with them.
Wow.
at 11 years old.
At 11, you're 11 years
Isn't
old.
that crazy?
10 miles on a bus.
That's
And when my dad got sick and we came back, I got a paper route in Boise, Idaho, and
Mhm.
delivered papers in Boise.
Wow.
Then I worked from time I was 12 till I was 19. I worked in a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, on a bicycle, I would deliver groceries from people that call in orders.
Oh, really?
And then from about the time I was 16 or so to 19, I kind of managed the store while the owner took the evening off, and we were open till 10 o'clock. So from about 6 he would leave, and I'd be the only one there till 10 o'clock.
And you managed the whole thing.
Yeah.